Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Leo, June 13, 2025. Today's full moon can prompt an important realization about how the attitudes you bring to the world affects your life path. There might be a sudden desire to depart your usual routine or do something more refreshing, meaningful, and life-affirming. This could be about receiving news, launching a publishing project, legal matters, education, or adventure. Instead, there can be a shift in your worldview or a mind-expanding moment. Whatever ridges now sets you along a new path regarding your beliefs and attitudes. It can be challenging for you to concentrate on the more mundane or regular affairs of everyday life with this full moon. Today's Mercury-Venus aspect can put you in good shape for constructive or supportive conversations. Thinking is excellent for finances and domestic concerns, and family life or security matters are strongly on your mind. Things may seem to be falling into place, which is comforting. A full moon has Ved. Spread your wings and soar. A full moon in Sagittarius will bring a burst of fresh air to your solar house of expansion. Consider using the time now to plan long-distance travel with your significant other for now or in the year to come. Research distant locales that captivate both of you and start to look for flights, hotels, and deals. If you do so, it could be a remarkably memorable adventure. If single, consider doing so as well. You may meet a karmic soulmate connection. The universe is so vast and majestic. In the next power struggle, be willingness to compromise. Make sure all your people give up something of equal value so you won't have anyone screaming about unfairness. You may want to do some kind of volunteer work. Helping the needy is a year-round opportunity, not limited to certain special occasions. Pay attention to this part of yourself and to your outgoing nature. If you have like-minded friends, try to start planning a day or two of service in advance, if possible. There are so many opportunities for giving of yourself that you may have a hard time deciding where to focus your attention. You may find yourself considering how you fit into the group you spend the most time with today. This will be largely due to the effect that the vibration has on you. This essence favors interaction within group environments. For you, getting along with others and forming good relationships is part of your life's blood. However, you might find that after time, you outgrow your usual group. Take time to consider where you're at on this day. It may be time to make some new acquaintances. In the heart of not just the working week but ahead of some reminders tomorrow when it comes to your work and life balance, today's full moon is energizing the playful, creative and adventurous side of life's fence. That the forces behind this will no longer be here by this time next week and instead you will have entered the busiest months of 2025, makes this something that needs to be embraced. A full moon in your sector of adventure, travel, learning and discovery in the heart of Mars last full week in a playful and creative part of your chart is something you can't give a rain check to. While a full moon in an adventurous part of your chart in the heart of the working week might not be an advantage professionally, in the heart of Mars last full week in your romantic sector the timing couldn't be better. After Venus, the planet of love left Aries last week, it is Mars who is holding on to the spirit of romance, and today the moon is adding to a mix of romance, passion and adventure that has been building all week. Leo, a spotlight moment could test your integrity. Quote of the day: real leadership is silent when necessary. Color: golden bronze, strong and dignified. Lucky numbers: 7, 10, 19. You're being observed more than you think. Lead with compassion, not dominance. Your influence grows through humility today. Our eyes in the sky. Here is your in-depth tarot reading for June 13, 2025, and today's energy is rich with possibility, emotional release, and meaningful perspective shifts. The cards pulled are the Empress, 7 of Cups, Knight of Swords, 4 of Swords, and the Sun. Today starts with the Empress, a beautiful reminder of abundance, nurturing, and the creative force that lives in all of us. Whether you've been tending to a literal project or simply trying to show up for yourself with more kindness, the Empress brings assurance that your softness is a strength. This energy invites you to lean into what makes you feel whole, whether it's time in nature, a heartwarming conversation, nourishing food, or even just being present in your body. There's something healing in slowing down and receiving the moment instead of chasing the next. It's often when we allow ourselves to be that inspiration strikes. If you've been neglecting your needs lately or pouring into others more than yourself, this is your invitation to come back to center. Think of it like watering your own roots. Next is the Seven of Cups, a card of choices and dreams, but also illusions. Have you found yourself mentally spinning lately, caught between too many options, second-guessing your decisions, or comparing your journey to others? This card shows up when our imagination is powerful, but our focus is scattered. You may feel drawn to several paths at once, unsure of which one to trust. The good news is, you don't have to have it all figured out today. Instead, what if you picked the option that made you feel most present and alive? Not what seems most practical or impressive, but what resonates in your gut. Give yourself permission to explore without pressure. Sometimes the most unexpected path leads us to where we need to be. Then comes the Knight of Swords, and this is where the tempo shifts. This card brings momentum, clarity, and action, but also a reminder not to rush so fast that we miss the here of what we're chasing. You might get a burst of energy today, a sudden idea, or the urge to speak your truth. Go with it, but also ground yourself. If you've been putting off a conversation or a task because of fear or overthinking, this is your green light to move forward. Think about the last time you acted on instinct and it paid off. You're being called to trust yourself in that same way again. Confidence grows through action. Following that, we meet the Four of Swords, a card of intentional rest. This one's important, especially after the intensity of the night. It's okay to need a breather. In fact, it's necessary. You don't have to earn rest by exhausting yourself first. Whether it's 10 minutes of quiet, a break from social media, or a full day unplugged, this card whispers that your peace is worth prioritizing. Think of it like this: even the strongest trees are still during winter, gathering strength to bloom again. If your mind feels noisy or your heart heavy, take a moment to step back and simply breathe. Stillness isn't stagnation, it's sacred. Finally, we close with the Radiant Sun, one of the most uplifting cards in the tarot. It brings warmth, optimism, and the feeling of finally seeing clearly. This is a card of joy and renewal. If you've been waiting for a sign that brighter days are ahead, this is it. You may receive good news, reconnect with someone who uplifts you, or simply feel a wave of gratitude for how far you've come. Don't underestimate the power of those small joys today, the way the light hits your window, the sound of someone's laughter, or the relief of releasing a burden you didn't know you were carrying. Sometimes it's those little sparks that rekindle our whole spirit. So today, June 13th, brings a reminder that growth isn't always loud, decisions don't have to be perfect, and joy can sneak in even on the days we didn't expect it. You are allowed to bloom gently, act boldly, rest freely, and believe in what's possible for you. Even if you can't quite see the full picture yet, I'd love to know what part of today's reading spoke most deeply to you. Have you been navigating big decisions, or learning how to rest in a fast-moving world? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's open a space where we can all reflect, support, and grow together.